college, parents, dear students. I'm very glad I'm here in front of you all today. Always believe the most sacred professions to be one is to teach and the other is to treat. Thankfully, I'm very grateful to God He's put me in both positions. I teach as well as treat. And it gives me immense pleasure to stand in front of students anyway. So, I do have a presentation today. Today, as you are all starting on the new innings, you will be exposed to various kinds of realities of life. You will have new relations, new friends. You will be exposed to very many things. You will meet new people. You will be making your decisions. You will be having the impulse and urge to make your own decisions. You want to come out of the clutches, so-called clutches, and rules and regulations laid down by management at school, your college, parents at home. So we will discuss certain things. They're all mature adults, 18 plus, right? Yes or no? So how are young adults, teenagers, adolescents, any different from the adults? Healthy and unhealthy, harmful and unharmful, risky and non-risky, right? This is the period where it's a transitional period where you are capable of making decisions. But how wise your decisions will be, you will understand in the forthcoming slides. Okay? So what happens? The biological factors from say 12 or 13 years of age, a lot of hormonal changes keep occurring in our body. Yes or no? Yes? Right. So onset of puberty triggers a lot of hormonal changes, testosterone, estrogen, it leads to a lot of physical changes. We start becoming adults. Our appearances change. Our voice breaks. Girls reach menarche. So there are many things you will be embarrassed of, many things you have to adapt to as you grow. Right? Then there is also development in the brain. It undergoes significant development, particularly in prefrontal cortex, which is the most matured part of the human brain, which significantly keeps us apart from the rest of the living things in the whole globe, right? And this helps in decision making, impulse control, rational thinking, inhibitions, and stuff like that. And there is another thing, the limbic system, which is a very important and most active part of your brain at this particular age. This takes care of your rage, your anger, your emotions, and everything else. And this is the age where you are prone to heightened emotional responses and also risk-taking behaviors. So there's a small slide. I do not want you to go into very depth of it, but there are two parts here. One is your corpus callosum and one is your frontal lobe. You just need to understand that the corpus callosum or the emotional brain of yours is where you understand, you feel, you react, and frontal lobe is the one which says where to react, stop, don't move. This is your decision making part. These two do not go in sync. One grows faster than the other, so your frontal lobe lags behind. You are as capable as adults in understanding right from wrong, but excuse me, I'm not capable of making the right decisions in spite of me. Trying to focus on drug abuse and exposure to substance use in teenagers and college students. Here comes the answer. Because you're out of school, because you're out of your childhood, you're laboring adults, you have come to college, school is over. So you want to be independent, mature, and you want to feel that adultness, right? So what you do, you indulge in risk-taking activities and you take impulsive decisions. activity, the need to be accepted by your peers, the need to be recognized as you are something is very high. Whether the decision you are making, the need to be wanted will give you positive results in the long run or not is immaterial. That is where you lag behind adults, right? So maybe your experiences of your adolescent and also will help you in the long way when you go into adulthood. That might help you in guiding your children, but you might make wrong decisions. So please pay attention to your face. Emotional reactivity, being wanted to be identified as being something, on top of the group is very important here. Then peer influence, social acceptances. If somebody says, this guy, ये तो पिता ही नहीं है यार, ये तो साधु है. So you don't want to be called sadhu, you don't want to feel ascetic anymore. So you just give in to their bullying and you just get into it. So beware of your peer groups. Then novelty and sensations. You want to try everything. एक ही जिंदगी है, जीना है, हाँ? जो भी देखना है अभी देखना है, right? Yes or no? Yes. So देखते हैं जो जिंदगी में क्या करते हो, उसका नतीजा भी क्या होता है, right? I can't hear you. चल. So novelty seeking, sensation seeking are also important for the young adults, the future adults. तो क्या होता है? Risky behaviors encompass a wide range of actions. You can you go into activities like bungee jumping, deep sea diving, rash driving, triple riding, speed driving, racing, whatnot. Are you aware of the consequences? You might be confident about your speed, your skill, your control of your vehicle. Are you equally confident about what is coming from the opposite end? So you might have won 100 races, the 101 race, right? भारी पड़ जाएगा भाई, बहुत भारी पड़ जाएगा, हाँ? So what are these behaviors? Number one, it is alcohol consumption, smoking and tobacco use, most common things we see on campus these days, and medical colleges are no exception for us. हाँ? Doctors को poorest patients है, the worst patients, right? So smoking, alcohol are most commonly abused drugs. The next in drug comes cannabis, marijuana or weed. Then sexual behaviors. You start feeling that changes in your body, you start being attracted to opposite genders, you want to explore. These things happen. So the best thing to discuss, even the parents should do this, is discuss. Open talk is what helps. Trying to curb your child's behaviors, observing that they are being close to other genders and trying to restrict their activities doesn't help. Chori chuke bahut ho jayega. So talk to them about the consequences. Show them some movies, maybe like Chitram. Then violent and aggressive behaviors. There will be a lot of groups. There will be a lot of ego. My friend, my girl, my batch. Picking up fights, influence from pictures. Lot of things happen, right? So gang involvement. Sometimes animal देखा आप लोगों ने? Yes. Now the girls are speaking. Good. So mental health related issues. Self-harm, suicidal thoughts, eating disorders. अभी dieting करना है, मोटी बन रही हो. Bullying हो जाएगा. So dieting will not help. Balanced diet, healthy diet will help. Now you can't see, your parents are around, right? Good. So that is one thing. I too did that, but I never neglected my academics. So like bunking school. So like your director sir said, he will point to a 10% loss of attendance. Bari pad jayega. So take care. Enjoy your life within your limits. So cheating in academics, dishonesty. Once you get back to your work, you cannot say out of portion. Right? So pay attention to academics. You have only one life for that also. Right? Social isolation, withdrawal from family and friends. These are all happening because you want to explore new horizons in your own fashion. And health-related issues because of your poor dietary habits and unguided inadequate sleep, that too in this era of internet and mobiles. There is a new term called new normal. ये new normal क्या होता है भाई? Talking with friends at 12 in the midnight, chatting till 3 a.m. This is new normal. Normal कैसे बन गया? There is only day and night. There is light and there is dark. We are supposed to sleep in the dark and we are supposed to work in the light. That is how your biological system is designed. There are certain clocks in your body. When you disrespect your biological clocks, it will end up in physical and mental health issues. That is why mental health issues have become very common. It has reached epidemic proportions. Please beware, parents and children. Respect your biological clocks. Get adequate sleep at the adequate time. And take balanced diet. So all these will lead in, whenever you're running short of money because of your excessive risky behaviors, auto gets involved in theft, vandalism and all sorts of illegal activities. Nobody is born criminal, they start gradually. Trust me. So what is substance use? This use of alcohol, drugs or other substances which alter our mood or behavior. So why are we focusing on young adults? Because habits form there. We want to nip the problem at the bud. There are many adults and even elderly people who can't give up on the drug use behavior. But when did this behavior start? Right in their teenage. Okay? After getting into your drugs, trust me, it will give you a lot of dopamine gush and excitement in the initial days. But once you get used to it, it is no longer you who is the high substances, right? So they have this tendency to inhale petrol, whitener, and this has a very bad effect on your cognition and it causes irreversible damage. And the withdrawal is very painful. MDMA, heroin, cocaine. All these are some examples of drugs available in the market. So what is the prevalence? When we look at the global perspective, the WHO estimates 25% of young adults globally engage in harmful alcohol use. Not simple alcohol use, it is harmful alcohol use. If we look at alcohol use in general, it might go about 80%. So voice please. Very good. So the national survey, 19% of young adults reported use, 4.6% engaged in harmful use. Cannabis, it was 2.8 prevalence and opioid prevalence was 2.1. And there is a rise in the use of synthetic drugs, vaping drugs, and social media also has a very significant negative impact on kids these days. So what leads to substance use? You will be surprised to understand certain factors here. There are a lot of biological factors. There is a genetic predisposition for substance use disorders. Then there is a neurobiological vulnerability. Then and most importantly, availability at the campuses. And media and cultural portrayal of substance use as normal behavior, not just normal, it is heroic behavior. Isn't it? strategy. Whatever you try to cope shouldn't land you in future problems. It should give you relief and also fitness, right? Then, family factors. If there is a history of substance use among parents or your maternal or paternal uncles, cousins, and they are still healthy and they are very humorous, you would like to try it too. Right? Right? As we discussed, peer groups, exposure to party or nightlife. New normal बन गया ना? दोपहर तक सोना, देर रात तक जगना. So this is the new normal. Next new normal will become unhealthy life. Right? Normal and healthy life will become a rare commodity and health issues will become new normal. Trust me. Economic factors, financial strain leading to a coping mechanism. So whenever I don't understand this logic, कर्ज है साहब, दिमाग काम नहीं करता. तो कर्ज है तो कर्ज चुकाना, इस पे क्यों पैसे लुटा रहे हो भाई? Right? That is where we will end up in future if we don't take right decisions. So how do you? This is for the parents. These few slides. Early detection, a few red flag signs. How do you identify if your child is consuming drugs? You know your children best, right? So there will be some deviance from their normal behaviors and routine schedule. That is where you should be careful, and that is time to call them and ask them to sit and time for starting the chat, open talk. Academic red flags. A child who was initially performing reasonably well or very well, there is sudden drop in academic performance. Using harsh words towards parents, not feeling guilty about your behaviors. These are behavioral red flags when you identify your children having any substances. These are likely chances. It may not be the only reason. Defiance. Tell them to sit, they stand. Tell them to walk, they sleep. They do anything but what you say, or exact opposite of what you tell. So we have to use, what do we use here? Reverse psychology. If you want them to sit, you tell them to stand. Even that won't work. They know what is happening in your mind. So there's a lot of oppositional behavior from your child. That is one indicator of probable substance use. Isolation. They want their room, they want their privacy, they want to chat. They do anything. You don't know what's happening in their room. They do not want even the maid to come clean it. They will clean their room. You don't know what's happening inside. Then emotional red flags. Mood swings. One day they are very happy, one day they are crying, one day they are agitated, irritable. Frequent changes in mood, which was not observed previously. If this is your child's regular behavior, it may not be substance. But if your child hasn't been like this, it's most likely substance. Depression. So most of the substances available in the market are inhibitory to your brain's function. They do give a temporary high feeling, but in the long run, they lower your mental functions. And they cause symptoms of depression, sleep deprivation, low mood, beating spells, irritability, lack of interest at work, low energy, bodily pains. All these do happen. So depression can also be because of substance use. Most importantly, there is no family history of depression. Anxiety. When does this happen? Pocket money आई पे दी. खत्म हो गया, पूरा पर्स खाली हो गया. बाद में क्या? Now you start having your withdrawals. You have start having your withdrawals. That is when you get anxious, excessive worry. Sometimes withdrawal can cause delirious fears also, panic attacks and whatnot. Until you get your cigarette back, until you get another peg back, you will start having that worry and anxiety. ఇట్లాంటి గమనించుకోలేదు. So what are the health and physical red flags? There are certain drugs in the market. For example, we will consider tobacco. Tobacco has, there's a myth in the society, marijuana, weed, इसमें बहुत धूप होता है. So altered food habits, you should observe. Yes, there is some altered food habits because of your adolescence, hormonal changes and increased growth spurts. Yes, kids do eat more, but over and above that, they are consuming way too high or way too little. That is an indicator of some form of drug abuse. Then sleep disturbances, sleeping way too much throughout the day or not able to fall asleep, constantly feeling tired, drowsy during talk. They just doze off into sleep in between conversations. You get complaints from college and school also saying your kid isn't concentrating at school. These are all early red flag signs of substance abuse. Then neglecting personal hygiene. After school starts, kids want face creams, moisturizers. School, we have to run behind them for their self-care. After school, they need nail paints, girls, boys need colognes. They want to look good, they want to smell good, they want to look good. क्या होता है? Other than substance, कुछ नहीं दिखता. कुछ नहीं दिखता. So self-care is so badly impaired. Also because of the hazardous effects on the child's cognition that they don't even bathe even for once in a week. It is that bad. Psychological, there are issues like pocket money nahi bada to kaatuna, self-harm, banging their head to the wall. Because of poor impulse control and overall there is another effect of a substance on your brain. It causes that impulsiveness, rage and anger. They bang their head to the walls, fist to the wall, they break things, they harm themselves. Then because of depression caused by again substance use, children also land in suicidal behaviors. Then they see unusual things, they hear unusual things because of the substance influence and because of withdrawal influence, which we call delirium or hallucinating behavior. Because of which they become very suspicious of everybody around them. This is another important, most important red flag sign. It indicates mental disorder caused by substance use. That means it is already too deep. The child is already too deep into substance use. So what are the consequences? Under the influence, your reflexes are low, your impulse control is low. Already because of the lagging of the prefrontal cortex, your impulse control is already low. Under substance, it goes even low, right? So there is every chance you can go into accidents, hurt others, indulge in fights. In the long run, like all of you see, picture to sabhi dekhte na bhai. Statutory warning: cigarette smoking is injurious to health, alcohol consumption is injurious to health. Everybody read that? Heard that? Heard your hero speak about it? That is it. So it does cause liver damage, cardiovascular side effects, mental health disorders also. It is hard to believe, but substance use causes a lot of mental health issues. Then, once your whole focus becomes alcohol or tobacco, they start to open their conversation, you want to run away from them. You don't want to show your face, you don't want to listen to lectures. Why? Because you already know right from wrong. Where does it change? Only the capacity to make the right decision. Okay? So how do you manage this? Early identification is the most important key for any kind of illness. Early identification. A certain time saves 9, right? Winner? Yes? Certain time saves 9. So early detection is the best way to identify substance seeking behavior. You have to encourage self-reflection. Don't punish the kids. Don't confront the kids. Talk to them. If possible, every parent or every faculty must have had their own experiences during their youth periods. Let the child taper the effects of the drug in the body by replacement therapies. Then there will be some anti-craving therapies. There will be counseling from counselors and psychologists. Also from people who have previously maintained abuse have come out and they're giving their life experiences to you and their own coping strategies to face the situation and come out of it. Then there are rehabilitation programs, and it is best if a substance control group like an anti-drug squad is formed
within campuses run by students who can help students who are slowly going into this substance use behavior. Then, for students who think substance use is a coping strategy to come out of your stress, to deal with your stress, to deal with your pain, there are other important techniques. You can try relaxation techniques like yoga, meditation, mindfulness and whatnot. You just need to ask for help. Even adults need help. आप तो फिर भी teens हो भाई. Ask help instead of trying to find your own ways. Experience of your elders helps, right? Then, awareness campaigns on drug use. The government of India, the narcotics department, is taking a lot of steps in controlling drug use. They're trying to identify the provider, the supplier. They're trying to trace right to the top to control the situation through students. So if you identify any case in campus, kindly try to notify. It is not the child who is going to be at risk, and it is not you or me who has reported that is going to be at risk, but they will try to trace the supplier and do them. Then skill development. So there should be generalized skill development, stress management clinics or stress management sessions at college level also. Physical activity. At school, children don't complain of stress much because there is a lot of physical activity. Every day at assembly they have a lot of exercise going on and whatnot. So it helps them a big way. They don't understand what is stress. And all they need to do is read, do your homework, sleep. Once out of college, you need to explore, you need to experiment. So you start feeling a lot of stress, right? So you have to understand better ways to deal with stress. To deal with stress, it's only one thing: have a balanced lifestyle. Give as much importance to sports as you give to recreation, as you give to academics. Academics can never take the forefront. When this happens, you will have the capacity to deal with stress. When stress is overwhelming, you definitely need help. But in general, to improve your stress-bearing capacity, the resilience, you have to indulge in physical activity as a part of life. Physical activity is not therapeutic. Yoga or meditation is not therapeutic. It doesn't come into action once you are under extreme stress or duress. You cannot do it at that point actually, because not being able to focus will lead to further stress. Even this is not are critical to mitigating risks. Thank you.